everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is such a fun one. It is fall treats. So I tried my best to incorporate something that everyone would love. I have a Halloween treat, I have an apple treat, a pumpkin treat, and then I have a s'mores treat, because when I think of fall I think of bonfires and roasting marshmallows and s'mores. So I hope you enjoy this video and you find one or two treat recipes to try out. So first up is the Halloween treat, and we are making peanut butter cookies with Reese's cups on top, and we are transforming them into spiders. And I don't want to make this recipe more complicated than it needs to be, so we are just using a bag mix of peanut butter cookies, this KitchenAid mixer really does make baking so much easier. Mixing dough and different batters is so much easier, and they come out so much nicer with this mixer. I used to do them all by hand, and I'm realizing now how happy I am that I have this mixer. Also, the cookie dough scooper that I'm using to make the balls of cookie dough, it's so nice because your cookies are uniform, and then you're also not getting cookie dough all over your hands. So while the cookies are in the oven, I am unwrapping the Reese's peanut butter cups so they are ready to press into the cookies when they're still slightly warm, so that they stick and don't fall out of the cookie. All of this unwrapping made me start to think about Christmas baking, and Christmas is my favorite time of the year, and I'm just so excited. I feel like the start of the school year and the start of fall and Halloween really is like the start of Christmas, and everything gets going. So this made me super excited for the holiday season. So if you're anything like me and you're trying to do a million things at the same time with children who need you, I'm sure you've done something like this. I let my cookies cool way longer than I wanted to, so they were already super cooled down, and so as I'm sticking these Reese's peanut butter cups in there, I am just praying that it's warm enough that they stick, and I lucked out and they did. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the roses into light. So before I finish the peanut butter spider cookies, I am actually starting the apple dessert because both of these desserts, the spider cookies and the apple dessert, need melted chocolate to finish them off, and so I'm going to do that at the same time. But this is a apple caramel bark, so I am just measuring out some chocolate chips and going to melt these for the base of the apple bark.
And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things.
So just a tip, when you're melting chocolate or things in the microwave, go in 15-second intervals, because then you don't risk burning your chocolate or the item that you have in the microwave.
Never know. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out.
I love making barks like this because I feel like, one, they're easy, and two, people can find things they love about it, like a trail mix, different pieces that they love. Now, if you're like my husband and you don't like chocolate, this is not the deal for you. But if you are loving chocolate and caramel and all things apple and really into the fall, different tastes, then this is definitely one for you. Super simple. If I can do it, then you can definitely do it too.
Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go, you can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go. I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things I want to know. Secrets start.
I'm going to have all of these recipes in the description box down below, so don't feel like you need to write anything down or pay super close attention to how many things I'm counting out. The apple bark that I'm making will be labeled under the apple dessert, so you'll be able to easily find it and replicate it for yourself. Okay, patting the apples dry is a crucial step to this bark. I wish I would have done it more because my caramel turned out kind of runny and it does make the bark fall apart and a little bit wet. So pat dry these apples more than you think you should.
Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things
Before we can add the final touch of chocolate drizzle to the top, the bark has to go into the fridge for about 30 minutes just so it can harden up. This is a treat that you need to keep in the fridge until you decide to eat it. So moving back to the Halloween peanut butter spider cookies, I'm just adding melted chocolate into a plastic bag because I don't have pastry bags or anything fancy like that. So I just put it in a Ziploc baggie, cut off the end, and that's what I will be using to make the spider legs. I get better at making the legs as I go. You'll see I do one up close, and I actually realize it's way easier if I hold the cookie in one hand and then make the legs with the other. These are not the most fancy or the best looking spider cookies, but they get the job done, and it's super easy to make if you are in a time crunch and you want something cute but tasty.
And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show.
I've even seen where people put candy eyeballs on the Reese's peanut butter cups, but I did not have the time or the patience for that, so these are my spider cookies and I still love them.
So slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
I haven't tried this before, but if you're not a peanut butter person, I bet sugar cookies, the drop style, would work just as well. So if you try that out, let me know.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the
So this is where I realized my caramel was very wet because of the apples. So I am actually cutting it up with this knife because when I went to break it apart with my hands, it was just falling apart and not in good pieces or chunks. So I'm starting off by cutting it this way, and then I'm going to pop it back in the fridge and hope that it gets harder. And it does a little bit, but it's still pretty runny. So moving on, this next recipe is the s'mores recipe, and this one I was pleasantly surprised with. I'm not really a big s'mores person, so I didn't have high hopes for this one, but this one almost was my favorite one. I do love the pumpkin cookies that you're gonna see last, but this is such a good s'mores recipe for people who don't like an overpowering s'mores flavor. I thought this was such a good recipe, and it wasn't super complicated either. It is not as easy as the bag mix of cookies. You are combining your sugar and your butter and then your dry ingredients. You'll see me do that. But I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it, and I didn't screw it up. So you'll be able to do this and it will be a success.
Here we go. You can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go. I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. I never really know what's going on.
Just a reminder, I'm going to have all these recipes listed in the description box down below, so there's no need to try and squint and see different measurements or anything like that.
Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. They're all the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
So typically I measure things like chocolate chips and M&Ms and vanilla extract with my heart instead of what the recipe says, because, you know, a little extra with those things never hurt anyone. But I tried to really stick with the measurements that were listed in the recipes so I could give you an accurate representation of the recipes that I used. And after tasting the s'mores bars, if you really like a s'mores taste, I would add a lot more marshmallows to your recipe. I think that would give you more of a s'mores feel instead of just a chocolatey, gooey treat.
Turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go. You can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go.
So hindsight's 2020. So next time I would probably put a lot more marshmallows on top of this, just so when it bakes and it melts, the whole top of these bars would be covered in marshmallows instead of just little tiny pockets of them.
What's going on? Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want.
Okay, here is the pumpkin recipe. I was going to make a pumpkin chocolate chip bread, and I decided to make these pumpkin chocolate chip cookies instead, and oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I did that because these cookies are amazing. Now I will say this recipe is a little complicated for non-savvy bakers like myself, but like I've mentioned before, if I can do it, you can do it, and I was able to do it. So you'll have no problems at all. If you are someone who loves all things pumpkin in the fall and you like, you know, your cookies slightly underbaked so they're super gooey and mushy in the middle, write this one down and go and immediately try it, and then let me know how you love them. They are so tasty, and you really do taste the pumpkin flavor. Sometimes I feel like with pumpkin recipes, it's just such a minor flavor that you can't really even tell it's pumpkin, but you can definitely tell these are a pumpkin flavored cookie, and they are so gooey and so delicious.
To rise. Here we go. You can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know. Whoa, I can't stay if you can't let it go. I never really know what's going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess.
I really tried my best to give many options so that everyone would be able to find something they love. I feel like sometimes during the fall, all you see and hear about is pumpkin. So I really wanted to include pumpkin and apple and s'mores so that those who don't like pumpkin flavor could also find something beneficial from this video. If you try one of these out, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know how it goes. Hopefully it goes well for you, the recipe, and if it doesn't go well and it's a total flop, just know I've been there, done that, and I will probably continue to be there and flop with recipes. It's just, that's life. So let me know in the comments down below if you tried one of these and you loved them. I also wanted to mention that I made 24 of these pumpkin cookies, and they are a small size, but I still had about 20 extra cookies in the freezer that I can make at a different time. The recipe makes a huge batch, so just be aware of that if you're needing a lot of cookies or a lot of something for a dessert, you're going to a party or something. This is a good one to use. And here is the final result of all 4 recipes. Thank you so much for being here today and watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to share it with others, subscribe, like this video. I would love to hear your comments down below, and I hope that you have a good one. Bye.